Coming up on DC News Now at noon.
Neighbors in Northwest DC coming out to their cars, seeing them riddled with bullets. We're looking at the damage, and we have the search for the suspects ahead.
And wet weather on the way, when you should get those umbrellas out.
A new program that will help deter crime in Montgomery County. I'll tell you how you can help.
They really changing the way people think about African food.
Plus, Black Restaurant Week in Prince George's County, how you can take in on the fun.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, I guess the humidity will continue, plus there's a chance of rain.
Mark, this is the fourth straight day. We are literally rinsing and repeating our weather forecast here. Yeah, one more time, folks. We are looking at gray skies out there throughout the morning. It's been that way, and these gray skies aren't going anywhere. Now, earlier on, we didn't just have the cloud cover. Areas across Virginia, the I-95 corridor back into southern Maryland got a nice dose of just consistent light rainfall that made things rather soggy from just outside of the district down to Fredericksburg and again off to the south and east. That was the first batch of rain. Now we're watching as a cold front crosses through the region and storms are starting to spark up out to the west, just off of the Allegheny front, moving into the Shenandoah Valley. Some heavier downpours working toward the I-81 corridor near Front Royal. We'll keep an eye on these closely. That will be our last batch of rainfall we are going to have to deal with in this rather soggy pattern, and it's being brought on by this cold front that is sweeping quickly across the DMV. Once this is gone, we are going to clear things out for the end of the week. But this afternoon, keep the umbrellas handy because those showers and storms to the west will be crossing through. They'll be scattered in nature, so yet again, not everybody is going to see rain, but the chance is there, at least until the end of the day. We'll talk about how beautiful, though, things will start to get before the weekend arrives, coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Happening now, crews have begun cleaning up Union Station's Columbus Circle after yesterday's protest. National Park Service says that it will take several treatments and several days for the paint to fade, and they hope to have it clear by Saturday. They also say that the American flags have been replaced. U.S. Park Police say 8 people were arrested at Columbus Circle. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris released a statement this afternoon saying, quote, "I support the right to peacefully protest. But let's be clear, anti-Semitism, hate, and violence of any kind have no place in our nation." Well, the search is on for the suspects responsible for the latest triple shooting. Late last night, 1 man was killed and 2 others hurt in Northwest. It was just one of a number of shootings across the district. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons has the details.
Well, many neighbors are coming out to their cars here and seeing nothing but damage. You can see where a bullet just shattered this window of this Jeep right here. And we're seeing at least 6 cars on just this very street have been shot up. And this car right over here, we spoke with the family who didn't wish to go on camera, but they told us that they're just sad because they just bought this car 3 weeks ago, and you can see a bullet hole on the hood, a bullet hole in the windshield and the side. The police chief calling this senseless violence, and now they're searching for the car they believed was involved. So take a good look at your screen. Do you recognize this vehicle? Metropolitan Police say they are looking for a silver Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now officers were called here to O Street and 7th Street Northwest just before 9:30 p.m. They found 2 men suffering from gunshot wounds. 1 victim died. The second victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries, and they say a 3rd man walked into an area hospital with a gunshot wound from that shooting as well. He was being treated for non-life-threatening injuries. You're getting a sense of what neighbors will be having to deal with as they look at their cars. This one, you can see where a bullet just shattered the back windshield. There's glass all over the floor here. Now, police are urging anyone who knows anything about these shootings or the vehicle involved to contact detectives. For now, in Northwest D.C., Liberty Simmons, D.C. News Now.
Liberty, thank you. D.C. police are investigating a deadly shooting in Southeast. It happened just before 2 this morning near the intersection of Atlantic and First Streets. Police say they found a man who had been shot and killed. Detectives have not released any information on possible suspects. DC News Now continues to be your local election headquarters, and take a look at this brand new poll from Emerson College. The first set of numbers showing how President Biden was polling against former President Trump in key battleground states. And you can see anywhere between a 3 to 10 point difference, with Trump leading in each state. But now take a look at this. These numbers showing how Vice President Kamala Harris fares in those same states. The gap closes to a maximum of 5 points in Arizona, and Harris is actually holding a slight lead over Trump in Wisconsin. Important to note, the margin of error in these polls roughly 3.5%, so each race between Trump and Harris, virtual tie. President Biden addressed the nation for the first time last night since getting COVID and dropping out of the presidential race. National correspondent Maddie Beer-Temple has more on why he decided to step aside.
My fellow Americans, it's been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years.
Days after announcing he would not seek re-election, President Joe Biden explained his decision from the Oval Office.
Nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition.
The president said too much is at stake this election, and that became clear to him in recent weeks. More than 30 Democrats in Congress had called on him to withdraw following his debate performance June 27th.
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
The president said he's proud of what he's accomplished over the last 3.5 years, but isn't done yet. He said he'll spend his final 6 months in office working to strengthen NATO, end the war in Gaza, and
I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy.
President Biden also reaffirmed his endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris, who now has the support from enough delegates to make her the nominee.
She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable.
Looking ahead to November's election and reflecting on the nation's founders, the president urged Americans to preserve democracy.
Whether we keep our republic is now in your hands.
And that was Maddie Beer-Temple reporting. With President Biden's endorsement, Democrats are moving quickly to replace him with Vice President Harris. And yesterday, the Democratic National Committee held a meeting to discuss the rules around nominating a new candidate. Majority of the delegates say they plan to vote for Harris. Right now, she's the only candidate vying for the nomination. And if it stays that way, DNC leaders will hold a virtual vote on August 1st. However, if more Democrats attempt to run, the vote will happen August 3rd. The DNC says it is working to nominate a candidate quickly, as several states have ballot deadlines coming up soon.
Our process must be flexible, and our timeline accounts for multiple scenarios.
A virtual roll call is the safest way to ensure that our Democratic candidates will be certain to appear on the ballot in all 50 states.
The Democratic leaders say they also expect to face legal challenges from Republicans over the campaign swap.
Now we have a new victim to defeat. Lion Kamala Harris. Lion, L-Y-I-N apostrophe.
Meantime, former President Donald Trump slamming his likely new opponent. Yesterday, the former president held his first rally since President Biden dropped out of the race. Trump accused Harris of being a liar and, quote, most incompetent and far-left vice president in American history. Harris's campaign has since responded, calling Trump's speech unhinged. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is in the district drawing up support for his country's conflict in Gaza. D.C. correspondent Rashad Hudson was at the Capitol last night, where the Prime Minister addressed Congress.
Outside of the Capitol, police pepper sprayed protesters and removed others who are all angry over Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's address to Congress, but mostly the humanitarian crisis from the war in Gaza.
America and Israel must stand together.
Netanyahu told lawmakers he is fighting to bring hostages home.
We're actively engaged in intensive efforts to secure their release.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer attended the speech.
Even though I disagree with many of Bibi Netanyahu's policies, I will attend the speech because the United States' relationship with Israel remains ironclad.
Some Democrats skipped the speech, but notably absent from the speech, Vice President Kamala Harris. Typically, the vice president presides over a joint session. Standing in her place Wednesday was Maryland Democratic Senator Ben Cardin. Alabama Senator Katie Britt slammed the vice president for not attending the speech.
Let's be clear, the vice president could be here today if she wanted to. She has chosen not to fulfill her duty.
That was Rashad Hudson reporting. Roughly half of the Democratic lawmakers boycotted Netanyahu's address due to their opposition of the handling of the conflict. And today, the prime minister will be meeting with President Biden.